Hello gamers, I'm NKZL and in this video I will talk about New World, more specifically about what the upcoming major patch will bring. Because of this update, some people might consider coming back to the game, but I believe New World still has a lot of problems that have not yet been addressed. So, to save you some time, I will talk about the problems that you might experience with New World first, and if you don't mind those, then I will follow up with what this major patch will bring and why you might be interested in coming back. Before we begin, I would like to remind you to drop a like and subscribe if for whatever reason you want to support me in this hobby of mine. I cover a variety of topics related to online gaming in general, so who knows, maybe you will find other videos that will be of interest to you on my channel. Now that we got the useless reminder out of the way, let's talk about New World. The first major problem New World has, and has had since launch, is the lackluster character creator. Some people might not agree with the fact that this is a major problem. Clearly the developers don't, but before you decide, hear me out. The player character in MMORPGs is the center of all your adventures. It's always there on the screen, and it is the one element that is constant in all of your experiences, whatever you choose to do. Having a lackluster character will have a domino effect on everything that you experience in an RPG, and that is the case in New World. Many players that play the game experience the feeling of disconnect between them and the world. And this is primarily because all players and almost all NPCs look like clones of each other, with different facial features. Just take a moment to think of all your favorite RPG games. Most likely you will have memorable characters that have distinguishable features, while fodder characters that look the same will most likely fade into the background and be forgotten the moment you finish your gaming session, or even during it. Anyway, this element of RPG games has not been understood by the New World devs yet, and who knows if it ever will. So let's move on to the next problem you might encounter. The next problem is something you'll encounter as soon as you log into the game, and it is servers. Most MMORPG developers in general are trying to unite the player base. With more people, you'll have an easier time finding groups for whatever activity you desire to do, maybe building a community of like-minded people to play with, and it will also provide the opportunity to create a ranking system for PvP, to provide a balanced experience and many other benefits. Unlike most other successful MMORPGs, New World uses an outdated server structure. And to add insult to injury, last year they released Fresh Start servers, which further segregated the community. And they also advertised it like it was some kind of extremely beneficial update. Right now those servers are more or less dead, with a couple of hundred players that are not enjoying the game. And those players have no way to transfer to a server that allows them the opportunity to enjoy the game. There are some future plans to create some cross-server features, but they are very slow to implement them, and as of this patch they will not be implemented. Which means that the average MMO gamer will have difficulties finding groups for content they desire to do, even on the most popular servers. And people that are into PvP will not experience any semblance of balance in any PvP environment. The next problem I want to talk about is economy. New World has the foundation for having a wonderful economy, but sadly it's just completely dysfunctional. The game has no real gold sinks. This means that over time, and on every server, people that play the game for longer periods of time will gain massive amounts of gold, and as a result, the price of stuff that is useful will keep rising. The problem is also made worse by the server situation and the fact that the marketplace is not cross-server, which makes it almost impossible to reliably fix the economy. The game had gold sinks, but in all the wrong places, which didn't stop the imbalance in the economy and just made the average player have a bad experience. To the credit of the developers, they lessened those gold sinks, but the main problem still remained. Endgame players have too much gold and nothing to sink it in other than trading, while new players have too little. There are many solutions to this. Some MMORPGs offer it through various upgrade systems that often have massive diminishing returns, allowing endgame people to progress, while also not making it impossible for new players to catch up. Another better solution is to offer events that people can sink gold into for useful items or fashion, rather than using it on the marketplace and making it only change hands. I'm sure if we spend a few minutes looking at the economy of other MMORPGs, we can come up with a lot of solutions for this problem. Sadly, New World did not, and again, who knows if and when they will. These are the three major problems that I think New World has. It has other problems for sure, but I don't like to be too negative in my videos, and I believe most of the other problems could be overlooked if you find joy in the game and what it has to offer. I know a lot of people, especially those that play PvP, have a problem with balance, and I will talk more about it in a little bit. But first, let's talk about what this update will bring and what you can expect from New World if you come back, and maybe this will even fix a problem that you had with the game previously. The major element of this update is the introduction of seasons to New World. They will be very similar to seasons in Destiny 2. If you are unfamiliar with them, there will be updates on a regular schedule, usually around 3 months. Seasons will come with a season story, new group content, new events, and a season pass. The season pass will be very similar to other games, will contain a free track and a premium track. You will progress through it by completing various tasks. The season premium track will cost around $20 and will offer extra benefits. Some of the rewards in the premium track will be considered pay to win by some, but realistically they are just basic, and other than the fashion element, they are things that can be easily obtained in the game with very little effort. I mentioned group content, and they will be adding a new expedition that is actually a lot better than the previous ones, further expanding the PvE group activities that one can participate in. The update will also have 2 quality of life features, one of which is pretty massive. I'm referring to gear set loadouts. Those that play New World will know that the game requires you to have multiple sets of gear for different activities. And because of how the inventory is set up, not giving you any possibility to arrange it to your liking, sorting through your gear was always difficult and quite unpleasant, especially towards endgame. This feature will offer the possibility to swap gear sets with the press of a button. They will offer 1 free extra loadout and 2 more in the free track of the season pass, probably more in the future season passes. You'll also be able to purchase more from the cash shop. The other quality of life feature will be colored outlines for AoEs in PvP. This will make it easy for people to distinguish between friendly and enemy abilities. This was a much needed feature, and it's nice to see it finally being implemented. This update will continue with the rework of the main quest, which in the past has been received very positively by the community. These are the most notable elements that this update will bring. But we're not done yet. I did not forget, I promised to talk about balance. This patch also promises a balance update. In my opinion, whatever they do will be meaningless. And please let me explain before you decide to crucify me in the comments. As I mentioned previously, the community is segregated into servers, and the PvP community in general will be a smaller percentage. This makes it so that any update to balance will be completely meaningless. New World is a game with a high skill ceiling. This will make almost every instance of PvP feel extremely unbalanced regardless of what changes they make to weapons. Even if they achieve perfect balance, the game will still feel the same, because player agency is the most important factor in PvP. How skilled players are and how they play with each other will be the most important factor in PvP. Sadly, without any ranking-based matchmaking, the game will never feel balanced. And having a ranked-based matchmaking with a couple hundred people is impossible. So, until they add cross-server options to the game and some sort of ranked matchmaking, the balance patches they do have absolutely no meaning other than to antagonize everyone. People will try to play the game, hoping this fixes their problems, and will still feel unbalanced. And people like me that understand the situation will just be annoyed that the resources are uselessly spent on these balance changes instead of working towards what is actually needed for PvP to feel balanced. So I feel the balance changes are not worth talking about or taking into consideration. This is all I wanted to share about the current situation of New World. Let me know what your thoughts on the subject are. Did I miss anything? Are you going to play New World after this update? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. See you in the next one, gamers.